CHF. So on the weekly time frame for NZD CHF, the trend, right, of this weekly time frame is currently um, is currently bearish. So the trend on the weekly time frame is bearish, right? And it's clear bearish on the weekly time frame. We have our EF interest here. We have one rejection right here. Let's use this. This is faster. So this is one rejection right here, two rejection, right? And don't really want to count these. So that's just two rejection and day time frame. And the weekly time frame. Yes, that does not make it a valid EF interest on the weekly, right? But if you should go on the daily, then we more likely find more. And I don't even have to mark this out. It's pretty obvious that they can see the price whenever it comes around this area, it pretty much consolidates or rejects basically. Consolidates for a while and rejects. So yeah, that being said, right, back onto the weekly time frame. Whenever price break from an EF interest, you want for price to have a pullback within that EF interest to then buy or sell. Right? So after the weekly had a break from this area of interest, right, and went below, you can see here that last week the weekly time frame came up for a pullback within this area of interest, and then you can see that little weak rejection right there, showing that price closed below the area of interest. So that's like a comfort to say, oh, price closed below the area of interest. That means I should be looking to take for this for a sell. So in the weekly time frame alone, that's one confluence, right? You have the trend, you have the fact that price closed below the area of interest, that's two, right? And then you have the rejection, as you can see here, right? From the count, that's three. Same thing as price closing below the area of interest. And then four, the area of interest is valid. So that's already four reasons, right? Three to four reasons, sorry. So on the week on day time frame now, you can see that price here is below the area of interest as well, right? Once price broke below, it came back within the area of interest. It stayed here for a whole entire day and did nothing, so it closed as a doji candlestick. And then on the day candlestick, the next day you can see that we closed as an engulfing, right? So that basically created a even star formation, right? So that would have been an entry signal, but I wasn't in this market at that time, and then you get even then, it wouldn't be a good time to enter. So that being said, the daily time frame is having a pullback within this area of interest once again. Now, I wonder why that is. Let's see if we can find the answer in the forward time frame. And the answer is there, right? So basically, after price gave us that even star formation, right? The daily time, the next day, which is like Friday, price had a pullback. Why did price had a pullback? Price had a pullback in order to create um the lower high on the 4 hour time frame. So that is why, like the person that I learned trading from, he would say you have something that's called a daily wick fill or a weekly wick fill, whatever. Because at some times, right, price might be moving like this. It's going up, it's going up, it's going up. But then on the next day now, price will pull back all the way down here, right? So now you're gonna see that candlestick, you're gonna wonder what's going on. But if you should go on lower time frames, you can see that the lower time frame is maybe having a pullback in order to continue to push to the downside or the upside, right? So that is literally what happened now. The daily time frame had a push, and then the next day, which is Friday, this blue candlestick right here, right? It had a push back up in that same EF interest. But that pullback on the day time frame is literally a pullback for the 4 hour time frame, right? And you can see this mini head and shoulders here and the 4 hour time frame as well. Right here, this left head and then right shoulder that will break from that area and now we're back into that area. Now, why do I have my EF interest right here instead of just taking the trade from the original EF interest? This secondary EF interest is because of the fact that I want a break from this area in order for me to take this trade, right? Because if price continue to close above this F interest, I cannot be interested. There's no way that I should be taking this trade above this F interest when I can clearly see that when the price is here, it rejects as well. So that bear in mind, right? That being said, I want price to close below here. It would also be a confirmation for delta formation, right? Depending on time, right? Say for example, price is to give me a, what do you want to call it now? Say for example, that price is to give me a 4 hour engulfing from this area, right? Or a 4 hour breakout from this area of interest. Then I'll be interested in taking the trade there. But it depends. Is the 4 hour breakout is going to be in London session or before London session? If it's before, I'm not interested. If it's within, then I'll be interested. Because if it's within London session, right, that we got that entry signal, then from there we can continue pushing down. But if it's before, then price might have a pullback. And then within London session, we might get that entry signal to actually have a stronger entry on the trade. I'm not saying the 4 hour like engulfing or breakout would not be a strong entry, but it wouldn't be as strong as when price break, have a pullback, and then give me an entry signal. You get me? So that is why I'm gonna be very patient with this entry, right? We're literally looking for entry right now because the F interest is valid, the trend is valid, right? Because we're trading with the trend. So everything about this trade is valid. As for now, we have patterns, we have the EMA, so everything is very, very valid, right? This is my like literally my favorite trade, but I got to wait on the entry signal. So no entry, no trade. All right, you're a CHF. This I don't really want to go into that with this trade because it's gonna be a long while, but basically I don't want to make the video too long. But basically what I'm looking for here is for daily time frame to have a pullback within this air franchise, right? If you have a pullback within this air franchise, that will be a pullback within this head and shoulders time frame, head and shoulders pattern, and then from there we can actually sell. So we need a pullback within this area to continue sell within the new lower low that will be created potentially. Now, AD card. So here in the time frame, let's go on weekly first. First and foremost, this is bearish, right? On the weekly time frame. On the day time frame, this is bullish. Now, back to the weekly. You can see that price goes above this area of interest, which means we should not be looking to sell on the weekly time frame, even though it's bearish, right? And the day time frame, price goes above this area of interest, which means you should be looking to buy, right? Basically, the same thing, right? And the weekly time frame is the same thing we're looking for in the day time frame. We're looking to buy on time frames. Now, on the day and the 4 hour, you can see that this area right here is valid. This area of interest right here is valid. You can pretty much see that from the weekly time frame. But this is the daily time frame. Anyhow, we're waiting for a 4 hour pullback, which is basically a higher low, right? When the higher low is created, you're gonna be looking to take a buy to the upside, right? So no 4 hour pullback, no trade. That is for AD card. USD card need a daily break from this area of interest because without a daily break, I won't be interested in taking this trade because we're within the area of interest and the beef exact we're above the area of interest, right? We're not below. So if that we're not below, I'm not interested. So need a break from this area of interest below so that I can be interested in taking this trade. That's USD card. Or the exchange GP USD. So card CHF now. Basically the same thing here. Need a daily retest to sell this trade. So I only went in depth with NZD CHF, AD card, and GPS USD because those are the three currency pairs that are really going to play out quickly, you know. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. Like these other trades like card CHF and the other three, right? Is it three? Yeah, the other three. Like basically you're gonna take more time. So for now, I don't want to go in depth with them. So that's pretty much why this video is like this. Now, yeah, this is gonna be my first video, so it's gonna be kind of weird. I'm not really used to this as yet, but I'm getting there. So bear with me, anyone that's watching. And thank you for watching this, I will show you the end results of how the week went on like Saturday, I guess, or something. But yeah, I'll be uploading basically 2 times for the week because I have to upload before and then the results after. So basically, yeah, that's it. Um, okay.